they do in the Middle East. Every single country in the Middle East has been attacked by Israel because they know that we are backing them and they have a powerful lobby in the United States.
They call you infidels.
That's
because everybody's going to jump in. Let me ask Myron a specific question, Myron, because I want you to address this, and I want after you answer this, I'm going to go straight to Moon Church so she can answer. But Myron, my question for you is: so I think you would agree that Al Qaeda is a threat to the United States. Right? I think you would agree with that. Now, U.S. intelligence has shown and claimed, and it's, a lot of the key Al-Qaeda leadership is in Iran at the moment, right? Sefadin, who many maybe even suspect is the new Al-Qaeda leader after the killing of al-Zawahiri, is in Iran, right? And so the question that I have for you, Myron, is do you think then that Iran having key Al-Qaeda leaders in Iran is a direct national security threat to the United States that should be addressed? Or do you think, hey, let's try to get...
Why should we address it? They're way over there. The fuck do we need to address?
Like,
we got gang leaders and shit here. The fuck we need to go over there and address?
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I'm for diplomacy, man. I'm 100% for diplomacy. I don't think war is the way to go, and I don't think Iran poses a real military threat to the United States. They pose a military threat to Israel. Israel always tries to conflate their problems as ours is always Netanyahu does and says, "Oh, we're in the front lines."
That's what I'm saying. They're way over there. What the fuck that has to do with us?
Bro. Yo. Let me finish my point, man. Let me finish my point. Like I said before, Israel almost always, whenever Netanyahu talks about Iran or these other proxies, he always says, we're on the front lines, we're fighting for you, blah, blah, blah. But what he doesn't admit is that if Israel wasn't there in the first place starting wars, there would be no problems. They're the ones that instigate the problems, then we have to go ahead and come in and clean it up. Now, as far as your comment about Al-Qaeda, well, here's the thing. I find this very interesting. So we're worried about an Al-Qaeda member, right?
Way over there.
Well, didn't Trump just shake the hand of a former Al-Qaeda member in Syria who we just put into power? Ahmed al-Shara, aka Mr. Jolani. So let's be very honest here, because the reality is a lot of these powers.
Where's the evidence that we put Jolani in power?
Are you serious? After the ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel, there was an attack conducted by the rebels, and they went in, they took over Aleppo, and then they worked their way down.
Yeah, they can't.
Against America.
No, Jolani led the fight in Syria to destabilize Assad.
Yes, which was backed by the Turks, which would not be endorsed by the Americans.
And no, it was absolutely backed by the Americans. No, it was backed by the Americans and also backed by the Israelis, because the day after the ceasefire, not even 24 hours later, the rebels conducted their attack and they took Syria within 3 weeks. So it was 100% coordinated. And then after it was taken,
that's
4 months later,
that's your speculation.
That's the truth.
Yo, what's up, Skelly?
That is the truth. After the
what's up,
ceasefire, hold on. After the ceasefire between Israel, the IDF and Hezbollah, within 24 hours, there was an attack by the rebels in Syria. They systematically took over Syria within 3 weeks and ran Bashar al-Assad out of there.
Which was in the planning for about half a year, if not more, and the Turkish were backing. But there's no evidence to suggest that the Americans were involved.
Oh, really? Okay, so Trump didn't just go to Syria. Hold on. Trump didn't just go to the Middle East and shake al-Shara's hand and relieve the sanctions.
I'm currently...
Syria is not allowing Israel to use their airspace right now. You're telling me that that's just a coincidence?
Myron, what are you talking about?
Well,
he got a Qatari jet.
It's a
Qatari jet. They gave him a big jet. Of course he did. It was for, if you gave him a jet, he'd do a shake.
No. It wasn't Syria that gave him the jet, though. That's the point.
Yeah, but Myron, wouldn't that indicate...
You guys don't know your facts. This is comical. This is comical to me because you guys don't even know. And here's the other thing, too, I want to say. Syria, also, here's another thing, too. Hold on.
Why are they defending Israel so hard? What the fuck's wrong with these motherfuckers?
It's also interesting that people need to understand about Mr. Jolani, a.k.a. Ahmed al-Shara, who's a former Al-Qaeda member.
Like, what the fuck?
Okay. He, as soon as he got into
these
power,
zombies,
he
man,
all the IRGC people out. He got rid of the acts of resistance. He pretty much stopped it. This is why Hezbollah's been weakened and they haven't been able to restock on their supplies. So al-Shara is absolutely an ally, not just of the United States, but of Israel as well. That is why Trump is relieving sanctions off of Syria. I mean, this is comical.
These motherfuckers are zombies, bro.
It was all too perfect.
Do you know what Assad did?
That's the case.
We're not talking about Assad.
You're being selected between.
Yeah, but you know what he did, Myron, right? You know
I'm not here to defend Assad. I'm here to tell you that Assad was taken out of power by the West. That's what I'm arguing.
That's true. That's facts. That's facts. How can they argue that?
Let me do this. Vladimir, I'm going to go to you in a second. Let me just go to Munajer just for a second, just to answer these specific point of mine, because I did promise her I was going to go to her. But I mean, look, Myron brings up a good point, right? Let's be real. We've all agreed upon this. I think this is a universal consensus that it's kind of ironic that the fall of Bashar al-Assad was in many ways a death blow to the axis of resistance. It was maybe not a death blow, but a significant loss of the axis of resistance, right? And so, is this a scenario where Jelani, is saying, "Hey, I know where the winds are changing. I know what's going on."
Chat, we're cooking these motherfuckers, bro. We're cooking. These niggas can't touch me. They can't fucking touch me. These niggas are retarded.
He disengaged with it. He's now in negotiations with the
Hell
United
nah.
States. The Syrian transitional government is interested in having a deal with Israel, or at least to kind of stop the Israeli strikes against Syria. But there is a point that the loss of Bashar al-Assad, it was a huge loss for Iran and maybe enabled Israel to conduct strikes into Iran and what we're seeing right now.
Erdogan smelled blood from the IRGC as the war started, and I think this is why he decided to put him in place. If you listen to Erdogan's speech, like speeches in the past half a year, you can see that this is exactly was his aspiration, Sitrap.
Munitor, go ahead.
Awesome. Mic check.
Perfect.
All right, thank you guys. So a couple of false claims were made over here, and I'm just going to address them really quickly because there's not...
That was my bad. That was my bad, Munitor. Go ahead. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. So there was not... is the second one going to come? I'm going to wait for that, if anything, but not, I guess. All right.
These women, bro.
When it comes to Dan, which he's no longer here.
Passive aggressive.
When Voice brought up the point that the regime in Iran is dangerous also for United States. They attempted to assassinate Donald Trump. This is on DOJ's website. Just go check it out. Like, these are all facts, guys. And then Department of Justice put this statement out there last year that they attempted to assassinate him on American soil. And the Iranian media has also put out videos of assassinating him on...
Yo, they're over here talking. Hey, bro, y'all need to be listening to this shit, man. We about to go to war. No, about to go to war. We're at war. It's about to get crazy.
Republic, which Myron over here was saying that it's because of Israel that they started this. No, up until 1979, Iran, under the Pahlavis dynasty, had a very neutral position when it comes to Israel. In fact, Iran was the only country in the Middle East that had a consulate/embassy of Israel in Iran. They had no issues with Israel prior to 1979. What happened is that since the inception of the Islamic Republic, their #1 goal was jihad against imperialism, and these are Khomeini's quotes, guys, okay, which was the first leader of the Islamic Republic, okay? He declared jihad on imperialism of West and specifically United States of America, and he went to call them the big Satan, and he called Israel the little Satan. Now, when it comes to Israel, the position of the Islamic Republic of Iran since their inception was to wipe off Israel off the map. Like, these are all facts. They had a huge counter clock in the middle of Palestine Square in Tehran that was counting down for 25 years until the destruction of Israel. And also, when it comes to Ahmed al-Shara and IRGC, Ahmed al-Shara didn't kick IRGC out. IRGC literally ran out of Syria because they're just incompetent, as you can see what's happening in their capital city in Tehran right now. We've seen these things before. We've seen Ismail Haniyeh getting eliminated by the Israelis in the capital city, right beside the supreme leader. So they just show, this is the display of IRGC's incompetence. So when it comes to Myron, just, you know, maybe it's for his show, I don't know, it's for his listeners.
They always look at the passive aggressive fucking shots.
The Republic in Iran, since their inception, they have vowed to wipe Israel off the map.
May I respond?
And that's when everything started.
May I respond? Okay. So I find it very interesting that you said that Mohammed al-Shara didn't kick the IRGC out. They ran away. Same exact effect. They just knew that they weren't welcome there and they left. That's my point. That's number one. Number two,
No,
that's not
what Khamenei said. No. In the words of Khamenei, he said they closed the air and they closed the land to us. That's why we left.
Okay, sure. Anyway, the point is that the IRGC is gone.
And leader. I don't know, maybe you know more than him.
The bottom line, okay, because I let you speak, so let me respond here. The bottom line here is I'm still correct. The IRGC
That's why she's trying to keep talking, because she knows she's wrong.
Resistance has been significantly weakened. That is my bottom line. Next thing
you remember, women don't want to take an L.
1979 revolution. Let's talk about how that revolution even happened. Let's talk about Operation Ajax. Let's talk about the United States and Great Britain going ahead and destabilizing Iran and kicking out their democratically.
Yeah, they can't. Myron knows all this shit.
That's 1953. It has nothing to do with 1979.
Hold on.
And he was not democratically elected. He was appointed by the king of Iran.
Lady, you need to be quiet when I'm talking. You need to be quiet when I'm talking. I let you speak. Now let me finish what the fuck I'm saying, okay?
Let Myron finish it.
You gotta control your emotions, okay? If you gotta make a sandwich, calm yourself down. That's fine. Make a sandwich. Anyway, let me no, because I'm not gonna be disrespected by nobody, bitch. So let me finish what I'm saying.
I'm muting everybody. I understand passions are high. Monitor, let her finish. Myron, don't cross the line. I'm just going to leave it at that. Myron, go ahead.
He's fucking.
She keeps interrupting when I let her finish her point. But anyway, what I was saying was, you need to go back and understand that the United States, Great Britain, and Israel
these dudes are so soft out here now.
For a very long time, and that's how we got to that revolution in the first place back in 1979.
Crazy, man.
Something interesting that you mentioned that they promised to destroy Israel. Fantastic. Why should the United States be involved? That's my point. We don't need to fight their wars. My position on this is we do not assist. Hold on, let me finish my point, lady. Okay? The bottom line is this. I don't want to give money, resources, aid, or cover at the UN to Israel anymore. I want America to focus on America, and I'm tired of fighting foreign wars for Israel. If you guys want to go ahead and start problems with Iran, etc., that's your fucking problem. And you said earlier, oh, well, they promised to destroy Israel, Iran. Cool. Let them fight it out. We don't need to get involved. That is my position. I do not want to assist Israel.
All right, so one sentence for that.
Hold on. Let me ask a follow-up question to Myron specifically, but I think I thought
I can have a sentence, please.
Guys, bit of news. Thank you. Interesting debate, I will admit. I don't want any sexism, no, thank you. Distinctively possible, this comes from most technical, that the Israeli Air Force is about to hit the Iranian munition bunkers at Mehrabad International Airport.
Yes, I don't want no sexism.
I'm fucking cooking these motherfuckers, bro. I'm cooking these motherfuckers. This bitch is talking about the 1979. Bro, this is the thing with these idiots. They always start where they want, and they never tell you how they got there. That revolution that happened in 1979 happened because we got involved in their fucking politics. Bitch is a retard.
District 18.
And notice how she said they want to destroy Israel. Cool. Let them destroy Israel. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Israel. That's my point. Why are we dealing with their problems?
We're doing type of work, then keep a lookout for that. I'll pass you back to Sitrep for the job.
Sitrep, can I just say one sentence to Myron before we lose the track?
Can I jump in after?
Okay, well, I do want to.
It's my turn.
I know everybody wants to jump in. I understand. We're gonna get
one sentence. I promise. One sentence. One thing.
Sentence. Say
you don't want to give. Don't want to give money to Israel, and I get it. Why is your government giving $400 million yearly to Pakistan? Why are they giving 250?
That's more than one sentence.
To Iraq. Why do they give 1.3 billion to Egypt?
Okay, I gotta jump in with breaking news. I gotta send Iran State TV. Hold on, this is for my app. Iran State TV announced the country will soon close the Straits of Hormuz.
All right. So if I can get this in, so when it comes to JCPOA, Myron again.
Can I respond to her question?
No, wait. Sorry. Please. I know everybody. Moon, I'll go right back to you. Just give me a second. Myron, I'll go right to you in a second. I want to go. There's one speaker who hasn't spoke, who's had his hand up patiently and respectfully. Ali, cut him. Ali, I'll let you give your points. Please, I have no idea what you're here. Please talk whatever you want, and we'll get the conversation going. Go ahead, Ali.
Thank you so much for giving me the space. Let's begin with Myron. Myron, I think for a guy who has no idea on the facts on the history of this whole conflict, you need to be a bit more humble on speaking publicly on so many things and actually meaning nothing of it. Saying that Iran had the Ahmad project, they had the Kabir project in the early 2000s, late 90s. they were building an atomic device carrier, and documents are there. They have been stolen by Israel a few years ago, and there are also documentations by the IAEA that Iran was not actually following the JCPOA merits. They were not respecting the agreement, and saying that there is actually no single international treaty with the Iranian regime, with the West, that has actually been honored. So the real question is, what is the point of diplomacy with a regime that even doesn't honor international law and it doesn't honor its treaties? And then we have the next point. The IRGC has been actively hunting and killing US service members and other foreign service members in different countries, in Lebanon, in Argentina, and so many assassinations in Europe, attempted assassinations in the US. There are so many cases. And all that said, we also have to look at the current situation in Iran. The regime has locked down the internet mostly. It's only internet that is accessible, foreign internet, and you have to understand they have built this huge system of internet surveillance that they don't let people access foreign DNS servers just because they don't want people to be informed. And this is currently the biggest problem for the people, because they don't have information, and they might get in a situation that they are not informed about the bombings that the IDF are informing about. And
can I respond to this guy?
Yeah. So what
I know it was my turn. It was my turn. Just quickly, and then Myron can.
Myron address Myron. We're going to go to Myron, and then we're going to go to Munita. And then I do want to hear from Zara.
But Myron,
maybe he can respond to me too. 2 sentences. Yeah. Maybe he can respond to me too. Okay, but since we're talking about JCPOA, Myron brought up the fact that Israeli lobbies are very powerful in the States. But when it comes to JCPOA, it was the battle of lobbies, and Iranian lobby was the winner of that battle, and that deal was a deal that benefited the Iranian regime, and hence Trump exited from it. And who is that lobby? It's National Iranian American Council, aka NIAC, which lost their reputation after Trump exited from the deal. Thank you.
So Myron, before you answer though, I want you to answer that. But Myron, the specific point, because one thing Moon brought up is a good point, is during the Biden administration in 2024, it's important to highlight this again. Biden, the guy who tried to indict Trump, throw him in jail, what all the guys say, the Biden administration released an indictment saying clearly, Iran, they have people in jail waiting prison saying Iran hired them to assassinate President Trump in response, because President Trump assassinated General Soleimani, right? So it's kind of in this situation, like, I mean, it's kind of, do you know that Dave Chappelle back in 2000, like in the 2000s, the first series, when he said he tried to kill my father, the Black Bush? Like, Iran really maybe shot themselves in the foot when there's an active plan to assassinate a presidential candidate, and now that presidential candidate is the president of the United States. So why wouldn't Trump then say, you try to assassinate me, I'm going after you?
All right, number one, the false flags are real. Israel has been caught doing false flags a million times, but I'm not even going to go down that road of having a conspiracy theory. What I will say is we just need to understand why we're in the position that we're in. And the reason why we're in that position is because I think it's important to understand why your enemy dislikes you and figure out if you can rectify that situation. The reason why Iran doesn't like us is because bad foreign policy that's led by Israel, where we have a very powerful lobby back here that ensures that we do what's best for Israel. Like I said before, he tried to rip up the nuclear deal. Some of you guys are saying that nuclear deal wasn't good in the first place. If that nuclear deal wasn't so good, why was he trying to replicate it now during negotiations if it was so bad? That's number one. Now, also,
it was bad for the regime, not America.
Yo, we just let you yap.
Look, we're gonna.
Let me finish.
I'm gonna be quite firm here, Munita. You need to stop interrupting. It's pissing people off, and I want to listen to Myron's points. I know, I like Munita, but seriously, let Myron finish his point, and then we can continue this in more civilized manner, right?
Yeah. So, like I was saying before, I think it's very important to understand why your enemies hate you. And like I said before, these assassination attempts, if they're actually assassination attempts, are basically come from our foreign policy with Israel. That's number one.
It's retaliation.
You mentioned something about us giving a bunch of aid to Pakistan.
That's what it is.
Whatever. Well, guess what? We gave Israel $12 billion. Okay. Israel gets a significant amount of support from us, and not only that, we support them in the UN. Like for example, when Netanyahu going ahead and getting indicted for war crimes, what do? We run cover for them at the UN. We give them a bunch of money when it comes to military aid. We gave them the THAAD. We give them a significant amount of aid to the point where if the United States did not help Israel, Israel would be
they wouldn't be there.
Days,
they wouldn't be there.
We are the only reason that Israel exists, so we give them a significant amount of support. And
they would be gone, bro.
Significant amount of support. They have an entire lobby organization, not just AIPAC, but hundreds of others that might not be declared, and they don't have to register under FARA, and they're giving so much money over. On top of that, we have a bunch of Zionists that are in powerful positions in tech, finance, banking, Hollywood, etc., that also wildly lobby for the United States to be involved. Why did Bill Ackman, literally a couple of days ago, say, oh, we need to get involved and help out Israel, blah, blah, blah? We have a very powerful lobby here that supports Israel. So for you to sit there and try to conflate our aid to Pakistan as the same as Israel, that's comical at best. And someone else asked me something about the JCPOA or something like that. That deal was good. For those that think that the deal wasn't good, why is it that Trump was trying to replicate it? He was literally trying to replicate the exact same deal that Obama had in place. I think that would have been our best path towards diplomacy.
Wait. Let me do this. Boys, I want you to address Myron's point specifically, boys. Why the JCPOA, from your perspective, was a terrible deal. Why do you think it was a terrible deal? Because Trump did do a lot of things to basically replicate it in that aspect.
It's identical.
No. I believe that he didn't, and this is the reason why the talks were collapsing, Myron, because
it's not identical.
It's not identical. They demanded that Trump demanded that they drop completely the enrichment of uranium, and they are not allowed to enrich it on Iranian soil. This is totally different than the previous agreements that they had with Biden, which they, by the way, violated constantly. I mean, this is the IAEA. This is not Israel or any Zionist lobby saying this kind of stuff.
You know, I find it really interesting that we're talking about Iran's nuclear program and being critical of it and them being able to enrich uranium, which, by the way, they have the right to do it because of their sovereignty. Many other countries exist.
Not if they chant that to America.
Hold on, lady. Hold on. Okay? Many countries are threshold states. Many countries have a nuclear program where they're enriching uranium. Like there's Japan, there's Brazil. Many countries have this program, and it's allowed by international law. Here's the other thing too I find extremely interesting when it comes to this debate.
I'm gonna have to correct you on one point, and then I'll let you go on. Iran is part of the NPT, which means that they are not supposed to get nuclear weapons. So what you're saying is not strictly true.
No. I'm saying that every country
their sovereignty over to the NPT.
Okay.
If they want to withdraw from it, then they can do so. But that sends a dangerous precedent and makes them look irresponsible and reckless. They're not going to do that. So technically, what they're doing is illegal under international law.
Sure. And you want to know what else is illegal? Israel's fucking nuclear program too. And I don't see any of you guys talking about that. So Because let me explain why. The reason why this is a very pertinent fact, and it's not whataboutism, is because the entire reason we are in this conflict is because of
get involved. Now let's do a little bit back and forth.
No, Curzon.
You said about the Iranian nuclear program, and then I give you a counterpoint, so you move the goalpost and talk about Israel's illegal war and deny use of preemptive strikes to invade. Now there is a good amount of debate under international law about whether or not what Israel did on Thursday is legal or not. I'm sitting on the fence about it, to be honest with you, but technically speaking, if you're going to start talking about Israel's actions, then I can start talking about another whole different type of topic, okay? So if you're going to keep moving the goalposts to make your argument, then that's not a really great argument, okay? So let's try and keep it on track, otherwise we're just going to keep going off the rails at this point, yeah?
Number one, this isn't whataboutism, okay? Because that's an extremely important fact, because the whole reason we're involved in this conflict is because of Iran's nuclear weapons program that Israel is terrified of. And like I said before, I find it interesting that a country that illegally has nuclear weapons, that stole uranium from the United States, and still to this day won't acknowledge their nuclear program, because if they do, they wouldn't be getting foreign aid from the United States based on a law from the 1970s. I find it interesting that the pot is trying to call the kettle black and say, you can't have nuclear weapons, when one of these countries is actually committing a genocide right now as we speak, and is trying to tell Iran that they can't have nuclear weapons to defend themselves from another nuclear power. So the reality is, when it comes to a country's sovereignty and the right to defend themselves, if we're gonna sit here, dude, you gotta be quiet. Gotta be fucking quiet when I'm talking, man. I'm doing you guys a fucking favor being in this space, being honest. Got 10,000 plus people watching me here on fucking all the different platforms.
Myron, I'm not particularly interested in.
All right, man, fuck off. Fuck you. These fucking retards, fucking nobodies, coming in here saying this. Oh, we're just gonna interrupt me by a bunch of fucking retards that nobody knows who the fuck they are. And he's trying to say, oh, yeah, well, you know, you got to understand.
So we're waiting on a world boss, y'all. I'm on a world boss. We're doing world bosses.
The whole reason we're in this war is because
waiting on the world boss to come up. That's why you got all these people right here. My bad. Somebody just stopped by. I had to step out real quick. Yeah.
Don't sit there and fucking tell me, oh, well, you know.
A big dragon's about to come. So we're about to fight a big dragon.
Israel, and they're the ones that started this bullshit. These fucking guys keep, bro, it's like 5 of them in there, 4 or 5 of them in there. I'm destroyed, dunking on all of them. Talking about, oh, the nuclear deal, this, money to Pakistan, blah, blah, blah. Bro, embarrassing them. Oh, what about Al-Qaeda in Iran? Bro, Trump just shook the hand of an Al-Qaeda guy literally the other day. We put that nigga in power. Al-Jolani, this fucking guy, bro, these guys don't know what they're talking about, man. Look at this shit. And the other thing, too, I didn't like is that Peter is the fucking co-host, so he can just mute me whenever he wants, bro. That's not fair. That's not fair. What is this right here? This guy right here. This is the dude that's the president of Syria right now. This motherfucker. This is the guy that's running Syria right now. This guy's former Al-Qaeda, chat. He's literally former Al-Qaeda, man. This dude right here, aka Al-Jolani. That was his war name. Right? Boom. So anyway, yeah, let me go in Suleiman's space. But yeah, bro, like, yo, I brought them like 2,000 viewers, bro. I brought them literally like 2,000 viewers, and these dudes were being on some bullshit, man.
I would never trust Pakistan next door. There's of course corruption there. They'll be useful for some things like smuggling oil. But I don't see them coming to Iran's aid in the event.
Someone said I rage quit. Are you guys fucking stupid? It's like 5 and 1 in there, and they kept muting me. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you niggas retarded? Somebody said you rage quit. No, they kept muting me and interrupting me. A bunch of fucking retarded Zionists that don't understand anything. I fucking debunk all their points every single time.
Yeah, I could tell. I was like, why are they defending them so hard? Oh, that makes sense. They're on the other side.
The needs to shut the fuck up for real. Too emotional. I know, bro. Let's see here. Bro, these niggas can't touch me, man. Facts, 5 against 1 and you beat them. I'm telling you, bro. Fucking wankers always think they're too smart and look at their damn country right now. I know. Anti-Zionist says, donation from you, buddy. Red Pill Media. Cook this niggas, Myron. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. These niggas. Yo, like I said before, Peter, he was a co-host. He kept muting me, bro. Like, fuck that shit. Like, that shit's annoying. Dudes get fucking power hungry and want to fucking just like mute you and shit like that, and you can't even make a point. They're interrupting me and shit. It's like 5 on 1, bro. And I still embarrass them niggas. Shout out to you, Joseph Goebbels, for joining. This space is making me hate women. This nigga Myron don't miss. Bro, I'm telling you, man. Cook that bitch, please. Got you. Such a pick-me whore. Has to make it all about her and get snarky comments in. Women should be banned from these spaces. I'm telling you, bro. I hate that woman's voice, bro. They're the worst. Homie of mine that worked at the agency was deployed to Syria providing support to the rebels. Bro, there we go, baby. So,
yeah, Myron Gaines. They were over here talking about the war, bro.
Let's see here.
That the war.
Geek. I know, bro. He's annoying. Bring back the American Nazi Party.
Yeah, Myron Gaines.
Niga's gripe for no Israeli shell should use the IAEA as a reason for anything to this day, they hella gatekeep.
He was in some
This woman is so fucking annoying. I hate when women come in these spaces.
He was in some Twitter space.
Bro. Yo, it's a headache, bro, and I was so fucking patient.
Exactly. Hey, man, this is what we on though, bro. Hey, you gotta
fucking talk, bro.
This is the type of stuff we on though, bro.
I'm bringing them views. Like,
you know,
knows who you niggas are,
this is the stuff that matters.
Knows who the fuck you guys are.
We're in war, man.
You know what I mean? And you bring this
we got riots and we got kinds of shit going on right now, man. We got volcanoes that just went off. Huge volcano blast, nigga, 30,000 feet in the air.
Who are you talking about, man?
Volcanoes going off and shit, so it's a lot.
Break the barrier. Some of you on the cannons. The rest, get up that hill.
Yeah, he just. Dang, the fear.
Don't go after it unequipped. Guns and grenades are here. I'm nigh invincible.
I'm telling Mario right now that they gotta fucking fix their shit. Like, as a co-host, you're not there to fucking argue with me. You're there to shut the fuck up and monitor the space. Way to cook the can of the truth. Jumpy ass chat, acting goofy lady needs to make everyone BLTs. Today I told my barber we should go back to beating women with this thing, bro. Gotta chill, man. They're mind for kicking those keyboard dancing Israelis. Yeah, bro. Like, dude, Mario's a Mossad agent. Martin, I know you're a free speech activist, but I don't think dumb people in certain other groups should be allowed to speak. Hey, man, you gotta let them speak so that you can say whatever it is. Yeah, bro, I cooked them niggas, man. He's trying to sit here, oh, whataboutism. Yeah, it is whataboutism because the country that's dragging us into fucking war is doing it for a nuclear program when they're running one that's illegal, man. What the fuck? Like, dude. Craziness.
They're trying to fight the enemy for some shit they doing they ain't supposed to be doing. Crazy.
Guys, because here's the thing, we got a bunch of you guys watching on YouTube. As you guys know, I'm fucking demonetized on YouTube because I tell the truth about a lot of this shit. I tell the truth about Zionism and all the other crap that's going on. So, right now I'm running a sale for the OSS guys, and any of you guys that and honestly, I'll be honest with y'all, like I'm thinking about not streaming on YouTube anymore because I actually lose money by streaming on fucking YouTube. Should be streaming on Kick and Rumble where I'm actually monetized, but I stream on YouTube because a lot of you guys prefer to watch on YouTube. So the only thing I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna run a poll right now and see how many of you guys are in the OSS. I'm gonna run a quick little poll.
Crazy.
And let's go back into Suleiman's space. Maybe I'll jump in Mario's space if they stop fucking muting me, but that's retarded, yo. Yeah, bro, I could debate these niggas all day. I embarrassed them, man. Bro, we cooked them niggas, man. Yo, that's funny to me because it's like they didn't even know that Hezbollah and the IDF brokered a ceasefire. And literally the day after, the rebels in Syria attacked Bashar al-Assad. Matter of fact, hold on.
I can't even get up. Why can't I mount my...
Rebels attacked Aleppo on November 29th, 2024.
I can't even mount.
Right? You can see that? November 29th, 2024.
Can get on my mount. I don't know how the other person got on theirs.
Oh, what? Oh, look at this. November 27th, 2024. I don't fucking miss, bro. These guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about, man. They don't know what they're talking about. They didn't even know that everything was planned and the rebels attacked the day right around the same time as the ceasefire. Right around the time of the ceasefire, they attacked. So these guys can't even fucking come with the facts, bro. They can't even come with the facts. Incredible, man. Incredible. In-fucking-credible. Look, Israel-Lebanon implemented a cessation of hostilities beginning at 4 o'clock on November 27, 2024. Oh, and then look, 2 days later, the rebels attacked Aleppo. These motherfuckers can't touch me, man. They can't touch me. The ceasefire happened, then the fucking Jolani and his military attacked his rebel groups, and they took over Syria within 3 weeks. When did Syria fall? Look at this. December 8th. Bro! Come on, man. These dudes don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's the see, and that's why I was getting frustrated, chat, because they don't even know the pattern of facts. So I'm arguing with people that don't know the pattern of facts. If they don't know the pattern of facts, we can't even have a real discussion. The ceasefire between Hezbollah and the IDF triggered Jolani and his rebel group to take over Syria. Within weeks, they got Assad out of there. Why was that important? Because Syria is vital airspace for the IDF to get into Iran. Also, Syria is critical because Syria, geography-wise, let me show you guys this on a map. Bro, these niggas can't touch me, man. Look at this. So look, here's the map, right, of the Middle East. Iran is here, right? Iraq, Syria. Syria is on the border of Lebanon. This is where Hezbollah is. If Syria is not under the axis of resistance, Iran can't get supplies into Lebanon. So this was critical for the United States and for Israel to take control of. So the day after the ceasefire, the Israelis supported the rebel groups. And now look, now that this guy's president, what happened? He lifted the sanctions off Syria, and Syria's shooting down Iranian drones, and they're allowing the Israelis to use their fucking airspace.
Fatality.
And then these guys want to sit here and tell me, oh yeah, that's not true. What? Anyway, yeah, so 80% of you guys are not subscribed on, 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the OSS on YouTube. So look, guys, like I said before, I will stay on YouTube and keep streaming on YouTube, but I need to get it to a point where at least 50% of the people that watch are on the OSS. So guys, it's $4 to join, $75 for the year, right? That way it'll make sense. Because to be honest with y'all, like the fact that I stream on YouTube, honestly, it doesn't help. I'm losing a significant amount of money by doing that. Like those viewers can go to Kick or YouTube or Rumble, and I'd make actually make money, versus like streaming on YouTube and like what's it called? And they're fucking running ads on my shit. Rambo 4 just joined OSS when on Castle.
I'm not gonna lie, playing video games, listening to Myron games is insanity, bro. This is peak.
Myron, they didn't want you in their space, and they didn't care about the amount of viewership you brought to their space. This is peak. Z's, and they have no respect. Yeah, bro, I was doing them niggas a favor. Create your own space of debate at this point, bro. Some of these.
This is as good as it gets.
Nick went on Alex Jones earlier. Good combo when you're getting him on the show.
Content, man.
Only two that know how it works. Background L women whores. I know, bro. They're stupid. Stacy W. Myron, the truth is undefeated. Cook 'em, mein Führer. I got you, Cage. Emax says W. Myron for cooking those keyboard dancing Israelis. Someone said I ran. Bro, I didn't run. I cooked them niggas, man. I left because they kept muting me. I can't even fucking talk, bro. It's like 5 of them just making some bullshit up. Anyway. Look, I'll debate these retards any day, bro.
Nah, bro.
But if they don't,
there's not. Name them. Name them. Name them. Who?
This is bro, man.
I want to hear who.
Okay.
Name them. I want to see.
Let's go in here.
Now, Myron's the truth, bro.
This is ideological. So ideology is.
I've been watching Listen Myron since 2020. Going on 5 years.
Like the footage that we all see of children and like how this.
Yeah, we're waiting for this world boss to come.
Clearly in violation of any religious.
I'm trying to get some recruits, man.
So, guys, 80% of y'all ninjas. Let me see how many of you guys voted. 913 guys, vote for me in the poll. If you're a member of the OSS, vote for me in the poll, please. I want to know what our numbers are looking like, so that we can go ahead and build up the ranks. Like I said before, if about 50% of the viewership is on OSS on YouTube, cool.
That does make sense.
I'll take that. But otherwise, bro, it's like I'm really shooting myself in the foot by streaming on YouTube. I really am. It's stupid. So, you guys want me to be on YouTube? It's cool. I'll be on YouTube, no problem. The only thing I ask, guys, is you support the OSS. That way, it makes sense for me. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. And at the end of the day, bro, we're all nobody works for free, right? So that's what it is. So just support the mission over there, and we can make stuff happen. So click the link, guys. $4 to join the OSS. I got a sale going right now, or 75 for the year.
And the Samsung option, which a lot of Americans don't know about. And I'm starting to know a lot of people, because we've been tweeting about it, because we've been speaking about it, start to speak about it and be aware of it. A lot of the videos.
Wyatt says, do you think Russia will supply weapons to Iran to continue the fight? Potentially. Once the host mutes, it's a wrap. Yeah, Felix, thank you, Felix. Like, you guys get it. Like, I didn't care being interrupted by everybody else, but once the host starts to being gay, bro, it's like, oh, man.
American citizens, if the situation arises where they're losing to an enemy that isn't America, they will bomb New York, as an example. So I think that's an extremely important video, so do retweet that. That'd be awesome. Just want to welcome Myron back onto the stage. How you doing, Myron? How's things?
What's up, man? I was in Mario space embarrassing a bunch of retards in there that don't understand what the hell's going on. A lot of stupid-ass Zionists over there, Pierre Tor and Voice of the East and some girl named Monita or some shit like that. Stupid as fuck, man. Yeah, they're so dumb, dude. Like, they didn't even know, because I was talking about how, you know, because they asked me about, hey, what are your thoughts about these Al-Qaeda people that are in Iran? And I was like, well, you do realize that the president of Syria was former Al-Qaeda, and Trump shook his hand and lifted sanctions, right? Oh, really? Yeah, dude, like, what the fuck? And then we actually assisted him with coming into power. And they're like,
Dave Smith or George Galloway?
The day after the ceasefire with Hezbollah and the IDF.
Let me look them up.
They launched a rebel attack in Syria and literally got Assad out of there within a couple of weeks. Like, you don't think the Israelis and the United States didn't back that? Oh, well, Turkey did. Okay.
Dave
So what
Smith?
if Turkey did. That's not my point. My point is that Western groups.
Okay, so we got this Dave Smith guy.
Ahmed al-Shara to become president of Syria. And now we look at the conflict.
See that he's talking about politics?
Iranian drones, and he's letting the Israelis use airspace. Like, as if this was
George Galloway.
Like, this is all just a coincidence. And Peter tried to say it was a coincidence. Oh, yeah, and it's also a coincidence that fucking Mossad assets are in the back line of fucking Iran, launching drones. They destabilized Syria after the ceasefire. Like, this wasn't all planned. Bro, this has been all in effect for a very fucking long time.
He's talking about.
Sit there and tell you, oh, no, it's just a coincidence. And then we're also having a discussion on the nuclear deal.
The same type of shit political stick,
like,
too.
Wait, did they forget about Operation Timber?
Norman.
Bro, they're
he pops
retarded,
up.
dude. Like, it's look, I go on Mario Spaces sometimes because they invite me, and I actually like Mario. But like some of these people that he has in
It seemed like the other two are more active than the Norman
because he was talking about
Finkelstein. He's not as
it's illegal
active.
for Iran to have any
And he's like he's the oldest. But
Israel has
I got them.
capability, and they have an illegal nuclear program. So he's like, well, we're not going to get into this.
I got them
I'm
on
like,
my.
no, the whataboutism is very important because
Yeah, but you can see the Norman Finkelstein guy. He's the oldest one, and he's not as active. His stuff looks a little bit like 2 months back and shit like that. The other people are posting like they got shit like today, yesterday. So
mentioned in the nest, they basically plan to bomb the United States of America.
He normally does interviews and stuff.
American citizens. If someone's a threat,
if
there's nukes that are threatening
he's older. So yeah, I could see why.
Israel has said in documentation that they plan
I could
to
see.
use nukes against the United States of America. But go, do continue, man.
No, I mean it's just crazy to me how look. Like I said before, they kept interrupting me. That's fine. Like I'll
yeah, but you know, I mean, like I said, I've been watching Myron for 5 years before he was even doing politics. You know, he was just doing all the other stuff, the red pill.
Was like because Peter was co-host, he kept muting me. I was like, all right, bro.
You know, I'm a red pill channel. I always let people know that. Like if I had to choose, like, what is my channel? This is a red pill page, red pill channel.
Damn near 10,000 people watching. And it's like, bro, like I'm doing you fucking bitch ass niggas a favor. Even
you said I need to watch this old interview. He talks super slow now. Yeah, you can always speed it up. You know.
But you know, it's the other thing too that was.
I used to too. Yes, I used to.
Dan was in there, and they're like, oh, you support a terrorist
organization.
organization.
It's like for Myron.
Like
Myron knows who I am. I just donated this week. I've donated $150 to him. So I'm back in the groove of showing support to Myron. Always hitting the like button. I'm always showing support. And to Fresh too. Fresh knows who I am too. But yeah, But Fresh isn't. They're both not monetized on YouTube, which sucks. But I can donate on Rumble. I don't think Fresh be on Rumble like that though. Myron does. Now when they do Fresh and Fit, they do. 'Cause, you know, they both have their separate. You said got to support, bro. Yeah. I mean, he's bold and all. And like I said, I've been showing support for years. Been donating to them for years. But it sucked once they got demonetized on YouTube, you know. But like I said, we can Rumble. Donate through Rumble. Yeah, they do. I'm not gonna sit here and say they don't. They don't. Oh, they do. For sure. Who was that? Yo, Funny, appreciate you with the follow, man. The follow on YouTube.
Put in place, and when the strike got put in place,
subscribe. I don't know why it's called subscribe, because most of the time what subscribe is money, right?
That is U.S. foreign policy.
Anywhere else, if you say subscribe or do subscribe, you're paying. Trying to join OSS. He said 75 for the year. Let's just go ahead and join that. 75 bucks for the year. Kind of the reason why I stopped watching. Man, you gotta stop being soft, man. They deserve that shit, man. They're not talking to wholesome women. It's not like they're talking to freaking wholesome women who are designed to be wives and shit like that, man. These are women. These are ones who deserve that shit, bro. You gotta stop. You gotta, bruh. They need to hear that shit. Straight up. These same ones are destroying our society, man. They need to hear that shit. There's only so many women out here that's really designed to be a proper wife. And deserves respect and to be treated like and talked to in a proper manner. Most of them really don't, bro. I say like 90-something% of them don't. Yeah, like 90-something% of them don't. So, it is what it is. You just gotta. But this is a world boss. Let me put it back on him. But yeah, like I said, it's a Red Pill channel, and I rock with mind games.
Annihilation. America doesn't have to imagine. Israel has a plan based on.
Oh wait, let him play that and unmute it in a second. Yeah, I still watch them. I still watch them a good bit. I watch Myron, because he been like going live damn near almost every day, so I've been watching him. Yeah, I watch anime. Right now I'm on the I'm finishing up. I left my A rank party or guild to train my, you know, under-leveled friends to clear the dungeon. Some name like that. You know, they be having them crazy names. It's something like that. I left my A-rank guild to join my lower-level friends to clear the dungeon. But I like isekais, man. You know, healer tanks, dungeons. Those are my favorite type of enemies. Isekais are the best. By far. What about you? Dude, I'm trying to get some recruits. I spent days grinding out the story mode. Finished it, but I didn't really get to recruit any. Need to finish up a little bit more of the story mode. So yeah, we're gonna finish that one. That was a good one. The names be hilarious. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. I like that one. Then, you know, like solo leveling, obviously, stuff like that. And then you got the other one, Frontier, Shanghai Frontier, whatever, that one. I like Goblin Slayer, and you know, you got stuff like Log Horizon, Grimgar Fantasy Ashes. Oh, you some more mainstream, bro. Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, Naruto, Windbreaker. Okay, bro, you gotta get into bro, you're missing out, man, on a lot of good animes that aren't just completely 100% mainstream. But the ones you just named aren't necessarily like isekai, so maybe you're not the biggest isekai fan. That seemed like what you just named is all over the place. You ever read Manhua? I don't know what that is. So that's a big fat no. Big no. Yeah, Shield Hero. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, Shield Hero. So you know about Log Horizon. Yeah, okay. Yep, Shield Hero's another one. Yep. Yep, Shield Hero. if you're like reading Peerless Dad. Is that just a regular book or an actual? It's like an anime. A manhwa, Korean manga basically. Legend of the Northern Blade. But it's in English, of course. Where do you even get that at though? Are you buying it physically? Or you reading them online? Oh, you reading it online? I thought you were getting some physical copies. I mean, I would imagine at one point they were, right? It wasn't online at one point. They read a manga. Yeah, I'll give the Peerless Dad. I mean, I'll look into it, but I mean, that's not. I'm just letting you know that's not normally something I have done. I've never read no manga or no type of show. I've always been more of about like watching it. What the crap? All right. Damn. What happened to that water bottle on top?
Infuriating.
Sharper still. You'll be doing that one for days.
Infuriating.
We're just over here doing world bosses. I spent the last days isolated in story matches. Story missions. So, trying to get some recruits. I haven't got any. It's hard to recruit if I'm doing the story mode because it's instance based, so it's only me in my own instance, basically like a lobby to myself, so there's no like other like PvE people or PvP people. I guess this is PWP, player with the player. Because on this game, there's no real form of us like going against each other. I wish they had like a wilderness type zone. They need to experiment with some shit like that, man. They did add some shit like that. Got a big ass town. And outside of that town, kill each other. You can form groups and you can team on people. And have it to where there's like rare resources out there. That is more valuable out there. Yo, Luca Still, are you in here? Luca Still, are you in here, bro? Thank you for that Twitch follow. I'm imagining you're either on the YouTube or you are you on the Kick? Damn, I'm trying to hit 50K on TikTok.
Come to kill the Hydra Queen, have you? Well, if you come at the Queen, you had better not miss. After you meet Grant, be sure to tell him the Hydra Queen sent you. Oh, it looked like we just picked up 2 new people.
Yo, have you followed me on TikTok? If you haven't, you need to follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna go live on there soon. I'm going live on TikTok soon. I try to do at least an hour or two on here. I don't want to spend too much time on here, but I gotta try to get my watch hours back up. Some videos hit a year old, and I took some watch hour hits. Pretty brutal. A couple hundred hours, but we'll get it back up.
6 feet tall.
Anyone that has a PC, man, you could download this game and come play it with me. Join my guild, I invite you. If you're watching this and you got a PC.
Ago.
Tonight, President Trump is calling on Iran to surrender without conditions and end the conflict with Israel. CBS's Torian Small is at the White House, where the president convened a meeting about this crisis in the Situation Room.
President Trump's growing frustration over the Middle East is concerning some lawmakers about the U.S.'s involvement in the escalating Iran-Israel conflict. President Trump cut short his trip to the G7 summit and returned from Canada for a White House meeting with his national security team.
Not having to use telephones so much because I don't believe in telephones. Because people like you listen to them. So being on the scene is much better.